Thanks to everyone who has subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. WHO versus Nigeria. Federal government. World Health Organization cannot dictate to us, says Nigerian government. Well, my people, the federal government of Nigeria, they don't serious, they don't take it, say, guess what? World Health Organization cannot dictate to us how we should do and what we should do in our own country. We want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are. Thank you very much for always supporting us. We appreciate you and God bless you. Let's get down to the news and get all the details. World Health Organization versus Nigeria. Federal government. World Health Organization cannot dictate to us. Nigeria government has declared. The Minister of Health says that the World Health Organization cannot dictate to Nigeria the steps to take in the fight against COVID-19. On Monday, the World Health Organization announced the suspension of the Solidarity Trial, which presented the use of hydrochloroquine in patients with COVID-19. Tedros, Director General of the World Health Organization, said that the World Health Organization agency has decided to suspend the trial due to safety concerns. But a day later, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, said that Nigeria would continue to try any drug that works, and that with their trial of the chloroquine, it has proven to be an effective means of treatment for the patients that have had COVID-19 in Nigeria, especially those at the mid-infection stage. We have been looking at all the practical and monitoring treatment level adequately. And we have come to see that in Nigeria, chloroquine works. But speaking to the Presidential Task Force, TPF, on the COVID-19 briefing on Wednesday, Mamora said that World Health Organization only provide guidelines that countries can adapt according to their own directives. We are still working on drugs. Remember that even hydrochloroquine is still working as we speak. It is important that we make it clear that World Health Organization cannot dictate to us. Who does not dictate to our country what to do, said the Minister of Health. They only provide guidelines and directives. They do not dictate, because the reality is that each country is supposed to observe this reality on ground and leave room for innovations, flexibility, and adaptability, as the reality on ground dictates what each country should do. They should not tell us what drug and what drug not to use. We are experimenting and will keep experimenting and take note of which drug works, so we know at what stage what kind of drug to effectively administer to patients. We care for our people. So we are still looking at drug issues. We are still looking at vaccine issues. Also in the area of research, he said that the federal government is working on the basis of science, evidence, and research to contain the spread of coronavirus in the country. One of the interventions that came out of our own situation is to establish that and see that this tension of the coronavirus thing is reduced within our population, so the people can go about their day-to-day life normally. Well, my people, federal government don't give strong warning to WHO. WHO means we are giving people the opportunity to be effectively treated, and you cannot dictate to us. So federal government don't put strong words out to World Health Organization, say, you know what, we will stop you at your track. Please don't carry on beyond this part. It's not your terrain. You know, who came up to say that they were suspending the use of chloroquine, and that any country under it should not administer chloroquine to people. Wow. Nigerian Government has replied the World Health Organization saying you cannot dictate to us what drug and what drug not to use. The hydrochloroquine you're talking about, we have discovered because we are taking notes, we are recording as people are being treated, what is working. We see that those that have mid coronavirus that are not just being infected but not is not new and is not critical. When we administer chloroquine, they recover. They were initially positive. We treat them with the very chloroquine you're talking about. After the administration, careful monitoring and all that, they test them again, they become negative. So what are you talking about? You cannot dictate to us what to use. We are the ones to dictate. You just give us the guidelines, tell us what you are stipulating, then we work on it and we see what works for us. That's what we are doing as a country. So, they are giving it to World Health Organization. Please don't tell us what to do. If you are not using it in your country, don't come and in whatever country you want to put your own ban. Don't put it on Nigerians. I mean, Nigeria Minister of Health taking a stand for the first time in a long time. I think that is worthy of commendation. You see, they are beginning to, because what you know now, this chloroquine will talk. Why did you think that the Minister of Health, said the other time that people that have recovered from coronavirus should not disclose what was used to treat them for the coronavirus so that people don't self-medicate? Because what that leads to is that people just to not get fever, go take malaria drug. Who not get malaria, go take this other drug, and begin to affect the whole body and the whole system. So you see, these are things that are happening, and Nigerian government has given a piece of their mind. Say, you know what, don't dictate to us what to do. Just tell us, give us the guidelines, and that's it, and we'll move on from there. Anyway, my people, now the matter waiting they happen be this. Right now, Nigerian government say they are working on things that will make those that have coronavirus in Nigeria okay and better. So they are working on it, and we'll look at it, and we keep staying with them, and getting all the recommendations from them. So that's what we are talking about. It is high time that Nigerian government not only use just chloroquine, let's start testing. For instance, our own very Ooni of Ife came up to say that he has found a possible cure, and that they found out that those that had coronavirus in their state, when they administer this traditional forms of medication, talking about herbs, being mixed in a particular proportion, they discovered that the people were recovering. We are becoming well from coronavirus. He has stated this again and again, but federal government of Nigeria has not taken time to say, let us look in this direction and see the possible cure for coronavirus. At least let us give it a white list. Let's handle this as a white card. Let's just give it a chance and see what can come out of this. Nigerian government have not taken time to implement some of these things to see to it that the spread of coronavirus, we develop something. Thanks be to God for Madagascar, who came up with a concussion. Although we are hearing that the concussion did not work, it's not working, and people are still dying of coronavirus in Madagascar. But at least that sparked a ray of hope. So Nigerian government, what we are saying here is, get on. Let us invest in our own home. Is this mentality of always abroad that is making Nigeria not to go far? People go thief money for this country. They'll carry and go another country. Why not start something in this country? Why not start something? Look at the federal government. They are going to patronize Peugeot and the rest. When we have our own car manufacturing company in Nigeria, supposing you patronize them even for just 1 year, see how things will turn around. That importation of cars will go down, Nigerian GDP will increase, and we'll start producing cars. If you government officials can patronize our own made in Nigerian cars, that company will expand. Yes, they will employ more Nigerian youth that are jobless, and guess what? Other people will have more confidence that if the government officials are using this car, we as well can use it. And guess what? It makes the owner of those companies to step up, because they want to make it more quality, more durable, and as such doing, before you know it, other African countries are patronizing us. But no vision. With lack of vision, everything crumbles, because nobody is going anywhere. Nobody is looking at situations or things that can better the life of Nigerians. The most important thing, the ways of creating jobs for the common Nigerian man is very small. It's not a big deal. It's not a calculus. You don't have to do algebra to be able to understand that little things can bring about jobs. What are we talking about? Supposing there is good electricity for once. Young boys can engage themselves in even just cutting of hair, even just vocational jobs and all that, to mention but a few. Anyway, my people, now the matter be this. What do you think? Don't forget to thumbs up for us, like us, share, subscribe, click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless you and bye for now. Watch.